Domenica got completely blindsided at the dinner party where someone told her that they've found her OnlyFans account and they've shared around a naked photo, and it came out that it was Olivia who had found this. She'd done a little bit of a deep dive. Her friends had.
And I said, listen, I relate everything to myself. If I'm fighting with some dude, am I going to try and get dirt in him? Am I going to try and get a leg up? Of course, that's what happens when you're arguing or you're in battle with someone. You either defend and fight or you get beaten and beaten down. So I get it. I thought it was harsh. I really did. We've got Olivia and Jackson joining us now via Zoom. Hi, guys. Hello, guys.
Hey, guys. How you going?
Good. So, Olivia, tell me, now that you can stand back and look at last night's episode, what do you say about what you did?
Oh, my God. It's disgusting. I feel so terrible that it came out. It was honestly never meant to see the light of day. I didn't go digging to look for dirt or anything like that.
I thought you said you did go digging looking for dirt, or your friends did, or something.
It came to my phone.
From your friends, right?
Someone sent that.
You asked your friends to have a dig around and see what they could find, and then they found the OnlyFans account. And
you must have loved it when you found that. Apart from the fallout, when you got it from your friends, you must have thought, "Oh, I've got you. That's a great bit of weaponry when you're arguing with someone, right?"
Honestly, no. I don't see anything wrong with OnlyFans. I think it's so cool that women can own their sexuality and stuff like that. That was never, when you hear me say it's no big deal, it's because I'm saying, having an OnlyFans is no big deal. I feel like every Tom, Dick and Harry's got one.
Right, so you're not trying to slut shame her. You really did think, oh, it's not that big a deal. Then how?
Why send it around? Why send it around to people?
So I was under the impression that her friends on the show wanted to speak to her about it.
Jackson, what do you think?
Can you explain that further? I don't know what you mean. So you've shared it around first to show people this nude photo of Domenica. Why did you do that?
So we were drinking with a bunch of people on the cast when the photo came to me, and I was like, oh, damn, she's got OnlyFans. Cool, whatever. People saw it on my phone and then just never spoke or thought of it again.
But then, in the pieces to camera before the dinner party started, everyone was saying, I got sent a photo. And then when the dinner party happened, it was like, oh, no, I just quickly showed everyone on my phone. I never sent it to anyone. But everyone did say they got sent this photo.
I didn't send the photo to everybody.
Who'd you send it to?
They might have sent it on. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you had
I sent it to Selena, Dom's friend, who wanted to talk to her about it, from my understanding.
Which one's Selena? The Asian one?
Yeah.
Right.
And then,
and she didn't bring it up. She didn't bring it up with her?
She was going to privately, I think, wasn't she?
Till Cody dropped a grenade.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Jackson, Jackson, you've always been, even with Livia, you're like, babe, you're being a real bitch. Hey, that's coming across. When girls fight, a guy's always in a weird spot because you want to support your own missus, but when you see them be misbehaving or behaving that makes you uncomfortable, you've still got to support them, but also intervenes. Jackson, I feel that you're really in the middle of all of this trying to be the nice guy. You come across as a pretty nice guy. Have you had a chat with Olivia and said, listen, calm your farm, relax, for God's sake?
Look, me and Liv have a lot of chats like that. If I think Liv's doing something wrong, I'll pull her up on it 100%. I mean, you've seen me do it in the show, but normally we'll do it behind closed doors and I'll say, look, I don't agree with this or whatever. But when it comes to the photo, the way that it was shown, it didn't have any malice or anything behind it. I can completely understand why Dom was hurt, and it's completely understandable.
The thing that confused me is when, Olivia, you were saying this is in the public domain. You can just Google search it and it will come up.
It was on Reddit.
It was on Reddit.
Was it?
It was on a lot of platforms.
Oh, so someone who's had access to OnlyFans has lifted it and put it on Reddit. That's the public side.
Yes.
Well, I don't know how it got on Reddit, but yeah, that's.
Weren't you saying yesterday, Olivia, this on the show that we watched? You were saying that it got sent to you from your friends because you weren't in a good place with Domenica. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, well, I had explained the glass smash situation.
Yeah. And you exaggerated that a bit, but I think that sometimes people have different. There was no stem being at anyone. Like, she smashed it. It was a bit confronting for people at the table, no doubt. But I think that then in your mind, you know, there's almost as if she had it against your throat. Like, but I don't think you made that up. I think you just, you know, people sometimes have different memories.
You could be angry about that.
Yeah, like, I think she smashed it and then, like, moved her hand to put it down. And then with, like, all my adrenaline and stuff, I was just like, oh, my God, the stem's in her hand.
Why don't you like her? Why don't you? It's a
deep...
Is it a personality clash? What is it? What's wrong with her?
Look, I'm sure she's a lovely person, like, in real life and stuff. It was just, I felt like the way that she interrogated people about their relationships, like, and it was pretty constant. And she's like, every dinner party, every social thing, she would pick sides and go after. But
you do realise she was only just sticking up for the people who were what she thought were getting bullied a little bit. You know, the people who were being mean to their partners. Sorry, Jackson.
So with that one, Jackie, like, if you have a hammer and you just keep hitting it, eventually you're going to hit the nail on the head. So what you don't see is all the people she yelled at to get to that right person.
Okay,
right, so
you're saying she was yelling at everyone, not just the ones that were being mean.
Exactly, and it was every dinner party, and then eventually it just, I don't know, it cracked.
But like, you know, you seem, Olivia, like from the beginning of the show, you seemed like a meek and mild, sort of easy along with pleasant person. Then we saw you feel like you were the union rep and had to protect everyone else. So you put yourself right in the middle of it all.
But we just saw this flip in your personality. What happened?
All girls have got that flip, by the way. I've witnessed it many times. Everyone's got it in them.
It's a switch.
It was a very, like, distinctive turn that was made, and it was like two different people we've been watching.
Are you a Gemini?
No, I'm a Cancer, so
maybe
it's
on the
tough on the outside, soft on the inside. Not 100%. I'm an Aries.
Do you have an OnlyFans account? Are you diddling yourself on OnlyFans as well?
No. I did work for a women's luxury, like, lingerie brand for a very, very long time. I loved it.
In the factory or doing photos for them?
No. Well, no, like in stores, things like that.
Right,
so,
yep.
I like sort of being encouraging and advocating for women owning their sexuality and doing whatever they want has been a massive part of my life. So, and it's 100% my belief.
Have you ever done nude photos though? Ever, even personally?
No, I do. I have posted photos of me in my lingerie on Instagram, things like that. Like,
but you've got no full nudes that you've ever sent a boyfriend or imagine something like that getting out. That's how you've got to put your mind in that. Like, would you want your own filth?
And everyone talking about it. Like, just admit that you did do it with malice. I don't believe that you didn't do it with anything other than malice.
I know, it's hard to believe, but it was honestly just a stupid mistake. Like, it wasn't. But
it was done. It was a mean thing to do. You've got to admit that.
It was a mean thing to do, but at the time I didn't do it. And everybody who was there has stuck up for me and say, no, it was a drunken mistake. It wasn't like, oh, she's got dirt, she's going to, like, show everybody and things like that. It was just.
Jackson, did you ever jerk off over Dom's photos?
Kyle.
No chance.
No, I don't know. How do I know what goes on?
No way, mate.
Okay, well, I shouldn't have asked you in front of your missus. That's always hard to answer.
I've got a good photo of you, Kyle. I just use that, mate.
Oh, mate, I do have a nude centerfold that I put out there in a magazine, but there's no penis.
Send it on.
I'll send you the shot where I'm facing upwards if you want.
We'll love it.
What a mess. Now, are you two still together? Like, when we talk to you, you guys look like you're in the same apartment. And what's going on there? Is it all going well, or what's happening? You can't say?
Look, we are going well. We're still together. And look, I've said this to a lot of people, like, if you really want to get to know the real us, come have a beer with us. Like, get to know us, have your own opinion. Don't always go on. Like, the edit hasn't obviously been the best, and that's not an excuse. Some of the stuff that Liv has said, she has said, but it's just very much out of context.
Right. So you're more, what you're saying as a couple and individually, you're more than what we're seeing on TV. Don't just judge it by what we've watched with our own lying
100%.
eyes.
Put this in perspective, Kyle. Have you seen us do anything nice with each other? Have you seen us, there's been none of the nice stuff that's
Well,
going
we
on
did.
between us.
We did. We saw the whole. It's been the majority of Married at First Sight has been you guys being in a lovely, loving relationship, and yeah.
All you see is
that
the commitment ceremony, though. You don't see us actually doing the activities generally. Like, you saw one activity, which was where we got it all right. You don't see, the fun and stuff that we've had together as a couple and how we built our relationship.
Like on homestays, we were talking about moving in together, and Jax flew my mum down from Sydney to Melbourne to have a big lunch with his whole family.
Oh, that's sweet.
And,
We didn't see that.
Liv met my dad. And that's a big thing. I don't.
What is
take any
your mum Olivia said about or parents or family? What have they said? Have they said, "Oh shit, you got yourself into a little pickle here"? They're worried for you, are they angry for you? What are they thinking?
Yeah. So, look. Yeah, my family's just like, "Oh, you idiot! Why did you do that?" I'm like, I don't know. It was stupid. I have got.
Did your mum say, "I told you not to go on this show in the first place"? Look what they've done to you.
100%. I've had so many because I'm not on socials. I'm not on the internet at all.
Do you realise when you watch yourself? Do you realise that you'll make a catty statement? And then you got this little twitch thing, like you got this,
I know,
almost like
I know.
almost like
yeah,
I don't know what that is, but it's fun to watch.
It's because I'm absolutely crapping myself. I'm so scared, and it's just seeping out of my muscles in these weird twitches.
It's anger, or it's almost like a tick or something, right?
I think it's I don't know. I think it's some instinctual thing, try and look tougher than you are.
God, I don't know.
Hey, people are ringing up. Do you want to take some calls? They may be good, they may be not.
Well, let's go to Jenny from Balgowlah. Jenny, what do you want to say?
Hi, guys. Good morning. Look, Olivia and Jackson, I loved you two guys in the beginning. Olivia, I thought you were the sweetest person and you were the best couple. You were going to be another Cam and Jules. But the last couple of weeks, you have just turned into psycho woman. And it's you're sitting here saying, "Oh, it wasn't done with any malice." Bullshit. I'm sorry, but every piece to camera, the look on your face, it was evil. And you were "Oh, well, I've done this." And you didn't get your friends to Google. You did it. You said you Googled it. Last night on the lounge.
Were you there, were you?
Surely. No. I saw what she said on the television. She said she Googled. That's what she said in the first piece to camera. And then every time there was a piece to camera, she did it. She did it. And then when it was at the dinner table and she sat and said nothing and she let them all, as the expert said, she dropped that grenade and she sat there. And then in the end she said, "Oh yes, well, I'll admit it. I'll own up. I did it, but it wasn't with malice." And it's yes, it was.
Listen, I think that we've all done things and said things in our life, and then when we're called out on it, we go, "Oh well, shit," I've done a million things where people want me dead.
Tell me,
People
okay,
wanna
well, let's
kill me.
answer, Jenny. What are you owning and what are you not owning, Olivia?
Oh, I absolutely own showing people, sending it to Selena. I own that, and I feel like an absolute dickhead. I feel so much remorse.
Do you feel like you made a mountain out of a molehill with hating this girl, or was it really worth all the drama? Or are you looking back now thinking, "Shit, I was out of line there a bit"? No, but the whole experience is very insular and weird, and little things seem so big. You're filming a television show. This isn't real life. You got producers in your ear. You've got you're trying to fall in love. You've got someone you hate at dinner. It's not easy. It compacts, right?
Yeah, and it's being backed into a corner for 24/7 for weeks and weeks and weeks, and
why didn't
you?
You guys should have just had sex all the time and not argued with anyone.
Well,
we tried.
Well, so how were you backed into a corner for weeks and weeks? By Dom, you're saying?
Well, yeah, I hate to bring it up, but the whole glass smash thing, I felt so unsafe. I requested for her to be removed from the show. I was told that wasn't going to happen. I was told a lot of things sort of about that night, and that like it wasn't even on camera and things like that. But yeah.
Look, you hate you wanted her off the show. She's still on the show.
And then you wanted to
the boys were told that if they so much as clenched a fist at each other, they would be removed from the show, no questions asked.
Is that right? So it's different standards for males and females, you think, on this show?
I don't know. And
well, imagine if I smashed a glass, Kyle, what do you think would have happened?
Yeah, I think that people would have been, he's a psychopath, and you're right. So, but I'd love to see some guys punch on this show. Like, we've got to make it real.
Keep watching.
I don't mind. Oh, really? Do guys go toe to toe? Is that going to happen?
No, all the guys this season love each other, and you know what? We all still keep in touch. So,
and I do like the way you stand up for your missus. Like a lot of guys wouldn't in that situation. They'd mouse you down, regardless of whether you watch the show, think that these guys are in the right or wrong. Like Jackson seems to come out. You still come out good.
And is that like, because I can't remember where I heard it from, but I did hear that you had been edited out a lot, Jackson, but you were a part of some of the things that Olivia was doing.
So I wouldn't say, like, it was generally me and Dom that were arguing a lot, like,
That's
to be
right.
perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was me and Dom, and it was me sticking up for other people. And you know what? I completely admit that the one with Andrew and Holly, I completely got that wrong, and I will stand, I will own up to that. Like, that was completely wrong. We didn't see behind closed doors. I tried to hear Holly's side, and I got told I wouldn't understand, so I could only go off what I knew. And I like to hear both sides of everybody's story. That's who I am as a person. And
I agree. I think that's important. I think a lot of people hear one side to a story and then they make up their mind. It's always a biased decision.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, what a mess, eh? So Olivia, are people saying shit to you in the street? Like, are you getting a backlash? What's going on?
Yeah, somebody came up to me on Saturday night. I was out on the Gold Coast with Tamara, and some lady came up and was like, if I smash my wine glass, will I get a reaction from you? And
oh, God, people are annoying.
oh, my God, like going to the bathroom, people calling me a bitch and stuff like that. Like, I didn't.
That must be fun.
Yikes. Does it stop you from going out, or does it not?
Yeah, I haven't.
Well, I've got to take her to go grocery shopping, put it that way, because she doesn't feel safe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
That's a problem. I think.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a very, very bad edit happening right now. I don't
Are you okay?
think.
She's crying. You're crying.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't like someone ever not feeling safe. And people that is a shit go. And I feel for you in that. And a lot of people don't realise. You go on these shows, they talk to you for hours behind the scenes. They use a slither of something that you say. Yeah, you've said it, but usually there's context before and after these things. You don't really get the full feeling. And for you to not feel safe shopping, I don't like the sound of that. Do I think you came across like a psycho bitch on TV? Yep, I do.
Yeah.
I still don't feel. I get why you're upset, but how long do you think that's going to go on for, where you don't feel safe going shopping for groceries? Like, that's a bad situation.
Like I said, Kyle, if people actually want to come and get to know us, I'm more than happy to have a beer with them and sit down and have a chat and, go through everything that we've been through. But, like, the abuse kind of needs to stop. Like, it's pretty upsetting that, poor Liv can't go to the shops without having somebody there.
Yeah, that's weird.
And Olivia, we all love MAFS, but without you on there this year, it would be so boring. So, thank you for being on there.
There's a part of us that love it because we're like, at least there's entertainment,
And we
love to hate us.
Yeah. And the show obviously manipulate. They want you to be the villain at the moment, and we're all buying into it. But, it is a TV show.
There wasn't even any vagina on this picture. Why is everyone worried? It's a bit of
You're
arse.
missing the point. You're totally missing the point, Kyle.
Well, maybe your point and my point. Maybe that we're looking at it from different angles.
But thank you for joining us, guys. I mean, you obviously don't have to do that, and you do, and you come here and you talk about it, and I can't imagine it's easy. So appreciate you doing that, guys.
And if you see people don't say anything to me, and I can be quite an asshole for many decades. I've said whatever I want. A lot of people don't agree with it. A lot of people do. But I wouldn't be at a supermarket, but like if I got out of the car and someone said something, I would attack them physically, I feel.
Oh, I think it's different for a woman and a male. Like if it was me on the other side of everybody hating me, I highly doubt that people would be coming up and saying stuff.
But a young
because
woman,
it's Liv and it's a woman, it's you know, she's vulnerable, and it's disgusting that that's the way that society is, and unfortunately, it is.
I guess if you can learn something from it, then, at the end of the day.
Don't be a C word. That's what the message is here.
Yeah,
right?
You can always look back and go, oh, okay, that's, maybe there are things I need to change that isn't quite great about myself. We've all got traits that we don't love.
I've never thought that about myself. I just assumed everyone else was
Anyway,
wrong.
We'll let you go. Olivia and Jackson, thank you for talking to us.
Cheers for having us, guys.
Don't worry. If you need to come on, you're welcome to come on, have a full chat about anything. We won't edit you. We're live here. There's no us recording it and chopping out what we think people should hear. You're welcome anytime. So
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Stay safe.
Thank you.
That's
you,
no
guys.
good. No, you're welcome. That's no good. You can't be. You can't go and and I know what it's like. Old boiler women be in the coals, feeling like they've got the right to say. Just leave people alone.